I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned. And as you can see, we're in the new office. Move was successful. Went ahead and built a whole new set just for this. So we're gonna drink some bourbon today. I'm gonna make an old fashioned, start things off, and then we're gonna break into Benchmark Foolproof. Nope, Bonded. Forgot Foolproof. Everybody in the comments when I posted the single barrel review, everybody's like, oh, you gotta get Foolproof. I went to the store today and I picked up Bonded, and I was like, this is what I should get, right? And as soon as I went and checked the comments, yo, I messed up. So we're gonna go ahead and dive in. Thinking about making an old fashioned with the, what is it, Bardstown? Yeah, I think we're breaking the Bardstown. I had it, after I did the review the first time, this was what all I drank that whole week basically. So we're gonna go ahead and roll the B-roll for that because I already had it prepared. Yes, a little Bardstown. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. I'm not going to teach you guys how to make an old fashioned this time. I think I'm kind of burnt out on that. I think you guys know how I make an old fashioned. The one thing about this new place is the neighbors. It literally sounds like somebody's doing jumping jacks up there, which is absolutely insane. So if you guys are watching, quiet the hell down. But yeah, basically everything I'm using for an old fashioned this time is going to be all the Woodford stuff. I'm using the spiced cherry bitters. I'm using a little bit of the orange bitters as well. And then of course Woodford cherries. So yes. This Bardstown though, like for an old fashioned, it definitely has some kick, mainly because it's like a 126.8 proof. But I've been liking it a lot more than like the like Woodfords. Normally that would be like my go-to for like just a everyday old fashioned. But yeah, the higher proof stuff's just been hitting the right spots. A little Starby Cup day. Tater Dom. What's going on, buddy? Oh, that's right. So one thing I did forget today is I didn't make ice. You know, like a little cube. That's on me. What are you guys drinking on though? Let me know down in the comments. You have an old fashioned, or you just haven't? Oh, I put too much cherry juice. Or are you drinking some kind of bourbon just neat? Here we're going to do all of the above. No. I probably should have brought all the bar utensils in here, but I'm trying to like keep it a little bit clean. Sometimes it's easier said than done, so. But yeah, so there you have it. Old fashioned. Yeah, that's good stuff right there. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on the setup. Everybody kind of was giving me shit about having the black backdrop that I had, but I was mainly hiding all the moving boxes and really just making sure it wasn't a mess because the kitchen looked like it exploded when we were moving. So I threw that up and everybody's like, oh, it's too dark. And I was like, I kind of like the dark look to a set. So for the background here, we have black wood acoustic slats. So it looks a little better in person. It is a little bit dark, but I'm also missing one light here. So as soon as we can figure out where that's at, we'll set that up and it'll be a little bit brighter. But then we were able to put the shelves up, which easier said than done, to be honest. To be able to get those up, be able to kind of have the bourbon showing in the background. OGD 14, 114. That's what's up. Fat washed old fashioned. Yeah, I like good old fashioned to kind of start a drinking session, kind of work your way in, and then kind of dive into the bourbon just straight up. So when it comes to drinking, I like to kind of ease my way in. If I just dive into 126 just straight up, I'd be done. You guys seen it in my more recent live streams, by the end I get hammered sometimes, not all the times. But this time I'm prepared. I ate a little dinner beforehand. I didn't wait till after. Had a couple glasses of water, just make sure I'm prepared. Oh, you said Old Granddad 14? Yeah, I have the Old Granddad Botted. That's coming right at 100 proof. I haven't had the 114. I don't see that a lot though. When typically I go to like Total Wine, a lot of like the chain stores, just because the local stores around here really just don't really have much. And if they do, they want an arm and a leg and your firstborn for it, and I can't give that up yet. So there is one store around here that kind of has a pretty good selection, but I don't see a lot of Old Granddads there. But I'll see like the Bardstown there, and that's typically where I'll go to get the good stuff. So I put a little bit too much cherry juice in this one. That's on me. I'll go ahead and put this away though. But yeah, so we are gonna break into the Benchmark Bonded. Do a little review on that. I'm trying to get all the way through all the benchmarks. The only issue I have with them, it's not really an issue, it was first world problems there, but is they're all very similar. And to me, I like to buy things that are just a little bit different from each bottle. If I'm buying the same thing, just slightly different, then it kind of gets repetitive. So hopefully this is different though than the single barrel. Single barrel was good though, but I remember it just being like heavy cherries, which, I mean, I'm not complaining. I love my cherries, but when it comes to the I'm getting blown up with emails right now all of a sudden. There we go. But yeah, when it comes to the benchmark stuff, a lot of people keep trying to tell me it's a good replacement for Buffalo Trace. I have Buffalo Trace, so I don't need a replacement, but for 20 bucks, man, it's hard to beat being able to just pick this up. This one actually was like 18. I don't know if it was on sale or if it's just normally a little bit cheaper than the single barrel, but they also were sold out of like almost everything, so 2 and 2 together means probably a sale. Fat washing whiskey in an old fashioned is a must, a definite must in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, you gotta go ahead and get that done. I was able to set up a separate monitor to try and be able to see comments without having to stare at my phone constantly. This monitor's a little bit on the older side, so it's kind of tweaking in and out. But yeah, so let's go ahead and crack into that. Pull off a little Glen. Look at me, being responsible with water. We shouldn't do that around here, Is the other one plastic? Oh, it is. I don't care for the metal caps. I want a cork. If I'm spending any kind of money on it, because I could bend this, step on it, we'd be done for. Here we go. But yeah, have you guys had this yet? Because I have not. So let me know your thoughts on that. Man, wow. This again is heavy on the cherries. Hopefully it's not exactly the same. I'll be kind of butthurt about that. I mean, initial thoughts right there is going to be a little bit of vanilla, tons and tons and tons of cherries, a little bit of caramel as well. The only thing that I think I can't remember if I got it on the first one, but this one at least, I'm getting like some cinnamon. Like that, the back end part kind of reminds me of Fireball. Not that it's exactly like it, but that cinnamon note from Fireball I kind of get on this as well. The current setup, I like it too. It took me forever to build it, so forever I mean like 4 days. So, you know, I moonlight as a interior designer. Totally kidding. No, but I was able to. I had this kind of pictured in my head beforehand. Now it just came to like just putting it all together. So we got the wood slats in. We went to the shelves are a different story. I had to drive 3 different times to go get the shelves. Pick this up right here. I don't think you can see this though. It's like it's meant for your kitchen from IKEA, but it has drawers, a couple shelves. Way better than the thing I had before. This I can actually kind of like lean my knees into, because before I'd have to stand and I was locked in. I also have a chair over there now. I'll be able to sit down once it gets a little too wobbly for me. I think I may pull out the single barrel as well. Kind of test that up right alongside it. I'd blind it, but then I'd have to call in the wife. She's already in bed, so. I just want to see if it's the same thing. If it is, I mean, it's 20 bucks. You can't really waste 20 bucks, but I could have picked up something else. Yes, sir. Ooh, totally different things. Yeah, the bonded is punch you in the face. Like you get way more off the top of that. This is, everything's just muted, right? I don't know how old this one is. Everything that I kind of looked up during the first review, if I can recall, is that it's like blended with a couple of different age whiskeys, but the rule of thumb with this one was only had to been 36 months, where this one is bonded, which means at least 4 years. So maybe that extra year on that. Can you guys tell the difference? It looks exactly the same to me in the light, so I don't see any color difference. Let's go ahead and try the bonded. Obviously I've had that. Let's try this one. It's a lot smoother than I thought it was going to be. This one, the single barrel is 95 proof. This come in right at 100 because it's bonded, but I'm gonna have to taste that one too. But this was way smoother than I remember that one being. On the palate for the bonded, you get the cherries obviously because that was like what's kind of punching the nose. You get a little bit of like slight oak in there as well, but you know, caramel, vanilla, typical things. The cinnamon it's not like prominent there. But I also, like the cinnamon I'm getting now is kind of like an apple cinnamon type of thing, if that makes sense. Oh, you like that, Cody? Bro, I'll just shoot me a little DM. I'll tell you how to do it. Unless you were talking about the beer, then I can't tell you how to do that. If you're talking about the background, I got you. Yeah, I mean I like the bonded. It's fairly good. 20 bucks though, right? So you got to kind of keep in mind, like, we're not drinking Bardstown, right? We're not drinking Blanton's. We're drinking Benchmark. And as close as these are to Buffalo Trace, especially because it's from the same distillery, and it's basically the same mash bill. It's mash bill number 1 that's going to be in this one, and Buffalo Trace. But you can tell, like, this is the lower line, and Buffalo Trace is slightly above. Same thing that I kind of said with the Blantons. Like, here's Buffalo Trace, just barely above it. It's better, but it's not worth the price for the Blantons. I think Buffalo Trace is like that perfect like price mark, and for the taste. These, again, you're talking about 18 bucks, 20 bucks. Not bad bottles that by any means. And honestly, it's sipping super easy. The one thing that I will say, now that I'm kind of like sitting on it, it's like that afterburn's definitely just kind of lingering in my throat, which again, I like higher proof stuff, so I'm not complaining, but just reporting the news here. It feels like a speakeasy, bro. It's nice in here too because I also have I wish I could show you, but like I have second camera B, but that's more of like for this stuff. But across the like in front of me, I also have like my desk set up. Yeah, I got the Peter McKinnon photo that's like a 1 of 250 up. Right there is a big old fat printer, and then all my other camera gear right behind this main camera. And I also got like a little closet where I got a couple things in there. But for the most part, I kind of maximized the space. What's crazy is for the panels, the first thing when I walked in here when we reviewed this place, stuck in review mode. When we toured this place to figure out if we wanted to switch apartments to a bigger one, this has wood floors, right? And the other place had carpet, so I never had to worry about the echo. How's the sound, by the way? Somebody let me know if the sound's crispy. But the first thing I did when I came in here is I snapped my fingers and it echoed like crazy. So this panel is also like a sound deadening acoustic panel, which kind of helps with everything else. The only downside is it's behind me and I'm talking towards a wall that doesn't have sound deadening. So, but I feel like I threw in a little rug. I have that. I think it's gonna be all right. So, let me know if it's somehow shot. Video and audio are good. See, now we're cooking with gas. God, bro, this bar sound has got to be one of my favorites. I'm gonna put it right here. That's how much I like it. All right, let's try the single barrel again. See if it's any different than the bonded. Ooh. Give that a second. Maybe that water's messing with me. It could be the water. I'm gonna try it again, but the first thing that kind of like shocked me is one, the 95 was a little bit more harsher, but it also dried my mouth out like that. You know what I should do is I should put one of the cameras like in a stool, right? Like what if I did this? There's not like a million people in here, so it doesn't really matter too much. But I could sit down and we could just chat, you know? I'm a little off center for this one and the focus is on the bottles, but I can just, cheers. Yeah, that's a little strange. For the benchmark single barrel, it feels harsher than the bonded. Bonded's 100 proof, 95 proof for the single barrel. I kind of like that I'm trying both of them together. That was just a little improv there, but now that I'm kind of tasting them side by side, of course I'm waiting till I have all of them to do like a big blind, because I think I'd end up doing that anyway, so why blind them now? But just being able to taste both of them back to back, I think I'm going with the bonded. Definitely going with the bonded. I like them a lot more. It's just the little things. Bonded has a little touch of cinnamon in it. Single barrel, I don't taste it. I mean, I taste cherries, right? It's heavy on cherries. They're both heavy cherries. I think the Buffalo Trace Distillery leans heavy on the sweetness. They're both fairly sweet bourbons as well. But the single barrel is a little bit muted, where bonded's got more complexity to the flavor. It's kind of more pungent. Are you a Lakers fan? What the heck? No, I'm not a Lakers fan by any means. I'm a diehard Miami Heat fan. Everything Miami, really. Miami Dolphins, rest in peace. We don't know how to play. Unfortunately, Miami Marlins. We had 2003, but we're a farm team, the Marlins are. I'll still root for them, though. That was the first onesie we got the kid, was a Marlins onesie, because we went to one of the games. It was the first time, I feel like now I'm on a TED Talk. The first game I took my wife to, the Marlins game, she just happened to be the first time she was showing. So we bought her a jersey and she was kind of like showing a little bit. And then we ended up buying the kid like a onesie. I think we timed it up to where the season will start. It's the right size, but what do I know? Oh, Makers? Do I have Maker's Mark. I don't care for the original Makers, right? Like, it's not bad. And, you know, I'm more of like, I'll drink whatever's in front of me. But if Makers was one of the only things, then yeah, absolutely, I'd love to have Makers. I want to get some of the specialty Makers though, and kind of see if those improve my liking of it, because it's not bad, right? But it has like a distinct taste that I'm like, yeah, it's Makers. Yeah, he's the professor. Sometimes he's a little slow. Sometimes, but yeah, Maker's Mark. Is my comments wrong? Ooh. Wait, why can't I get to the other side now? There we are. He did say Lakers. Too sweet and smooth. I mean, which is kind of weird, like when it comes to like people like in like bourbon tube in a sense, like people on YouTube, stuff like that. Everybody says the same crap, right? They're like, oh, it's got to be the highest proof known to man. I kind of am saying the same thing because of the Bardstown, but like everybody pretends that like they like the highest proof thing they could possibly get their hands on. They all pretend that they want the most bitter thing in the world because they're like, sweet's not good. I like sweet bourbons, but that's also because I like making old fashions. And if I'm automatically going to be putting simple syrup in it, I'd rather the bourbon be the one carrying the sweetness and me put less simple syrup or something like that in it. So autocorrect. Yeah, I hate when that happens. I can't spell either, so watch out. But yeah, no, I like sweeter bourbons. I like higher proof stuff too, but typically like 100 to 115 is like my sweet spot. And then obviously like for a random drink, by all means, give me a high proof stuff. But if you're gonna see me sipping on anything, mainly it's gonna be, this is a baby bottle, but it's Woodford's double. First off, ADHD kicked in there. First off, why did nobody tell me that Woodford's released a doubled double oak? I'm highly upset nobody told me, because I definitely would have drove up and picked me up a bottle. But now I see people reselling it for $300 to $500, and I'm not paying that. But man, did I want that. When I saw somebody posted a picture of like doubled oak, I was like, yo, hook me up. Just give me a little taste. But yeah, I wish I would have saw that earlier. The one thing that I am waiting for to come out, mainly just because like the first drink I ever had, like ever, was Crown Royal. So I'm still like a fan of Crown Royal. I like to keep up with it. I'm not gonna drink that every day or anything, but Crown XO, that one's pretty good. But they're releasing Crown Royal Blackberry. I love berry everything, so that's what that note is. Berry. Yeah, spot on. The whole time I've been trying to figure out what that random note was, and it's like a dark fruit, like a blackberry type of thing that's in the bonded. I didn't want to say it wrong and just be like completely off, but I thought my palate was playing tricks on me there. But yeah, no, the bonded benchmark bonded got a little berry in there. But yeah, so let me know your thoughts. What do you like better? You like single barrel? Oh, it's not focusing. There it goes. You like benchmark single barrel? Do you like the bonded better? For me, I'm leaning towards bonded just simply because I think the flavor is more impactful. Oh, wrong way. I feel like the flavor is more impactful on the bonded rather than a single barrel. Is it the age? I don't know, because I can't get an actual age date on the single barrel. One thing I read said 36 months. Does an extra 12 months really put that much extra flavor into the bonded? Who knows? So, but yeah, so obviously next week, we're gonna be rolling into, I'm gonna do one fairly big bourbon hunting video. I'm like kind of planning that out because I see a lot of people just kind of grabbing their phones, right? Walking into a store. I don't want to do that. If I'm gonna do it, I just want it to be better, right? If you know where my mindset's going to. So I feel like give it a week of creating it and we'll come out with something pretty good. So that will be coming out next week. I'm also going to be doing a few different reviews this week, so the video should be picking back up. I know I don't see them in here, but one person in particular gives me crap on the taking a couple weeks off. Just so everybody knows, it was dry January, so most of the viewers were not actually viewing anymore. They were holding restraint to not drink, so I wasn't one of those on purpose. I think I drank early January, but then I did like those 2 weeks. I was mainly moving, building the nursery, building this room. So yeah, if you guys don't know, I'm full-time self-employment. This is my main job along with wedding photography. So I don't do nothing but chill at the house anyway. When I say chill, I mean work, because anybody that kind of misconstrues that's crazy. But yeah, so did anybody try that Traveler's whiskey? I see a lot of people doing some like weird reviews on that stuff. Some like, it's crazy because like when I did it, I was like, yeah, it's not horrible, right? Alcohol's alcohol, but it's really just not that great at the end of the day, right? It's basic whiskey. That's how I can describe it. But there's some people that are like, yeah, this is amazing. It's just like Buffalo Trace. I'm like, did you even try it? Because that doesn't make any sense. It tastes nothing like Buffalo Trace. It tastes more like Canadian Mist, what it tastes like. I like the bottle simply because it's got a little bit more oomph to it. But when I did the review, what's crazy is I didn't know Chris Stapleton was sober. And that means he could have never tried 40 different blends to get to that one, which means it's all marketing, just like I thought it was. Because in the review, I do recall saying that it's probably a marketing stunt. Just to put somebody famous on the bottle, sell the crap out of it. The masses will love it. The people that actually really love bourbon are probably not going to. But at the end of the day, it's a cool bottle, cool story piece. I like the look of it, but that's about as far as it's going. So, Old Fashioned is gone, and now it's time to just keep sipping on these two. Get this out of here. I don't want to put it by the electronics. I didn't plan that out properly. Down there is good enough. Little high top sports action now. You missed the review basically, but I'm sure I'll make a short with it. Go ahead and chop them up. Long story short though, Benchmark Bonded. Do I have them mixed up? Benchmark Bonded, Benchmark Single Barrel. Benchmark's 4 years. This potentially could be 36 months, but I could also be wrong because I can't find the age statement on that. Bonded has a lot more fuller flavors. Single Barrel is a little bit more muted. Bonded also has like a cinnamon note. It also has like some like dark fruit berries to it too, which I really like. Single Barrel, I just get a lot of cherries. I do like that. Do a professional. A little water in between. You like the setup? Took me 5 minutes. Or 4 days. To you guys like 2 weeks, but yeah, well, the first thing the wife made me do is start putting together the nursery and obviously the rest of the house, right? But you used to have a friend that came over to make old fashions? That's crazy. I could drop you my address. You can come over and have an old fashioned anytime, if you're local, of course. I got a room. Cody was in here earlier. He said that it looked like a little bar. I got a little stool for you and everything. Like I said, slide it up. You could sit right there, have a little old fashioned. You missed the old fashioned earlier. I made it with Bardstown. Man, Bardstown's, I said it earlier. I feel like a broken record at this point, but it's cruising for my favorite bourbon above Woodford's Double Oak. Maybe I should make a Woodford's Double Oak Old Fashioned real quick, kind of compare the two. I think I'm gonna do that. Let's do that. He doesn't invite me? Some friend he is. Get that out of here. So what I'm gonna have to, hey. We'll save the cherry. Did you grab the shelf and say, yeah, that's not going anywhere? So when I put this up, we're now becoming a DIY channel. So this shelf, I got these from IKEA, right? Don't buy shelves from IKEA, especially, give you perspective, these panels are stupid expensive. That's not like let me gloat, these are expensive, right? Last thing you want to do is put random holes in it. I ain't got time to waste, and I can't wait to send something back and order something new. This shelf, the ones that I thought they would fit in between each slat, right? And there would be 4 different poles that I could hang on. There's not, it's just a bar. So I had to drill into these slats. Didn't want to do that, but I figured it'd buff out. But the first time I put it on, I go, that's for sure coming down. I had to load it up with nails. As soon as I was done, I was like, that's not going nowhere. So to answer your question in long form, yeah, I said that. It's not going anywhere until it does. And if it does, I sure as hell hope it happens on stream. Because we're going for the views at that point, baby. All right, I'm gonna roll the Bardstown B-roll quick. I'm gonna go grab some ice, so don't miss me. I didn't think that through. I still have the mic on. So you guys can hear me getting ice, or it's just breaking up a lot. One of the two. We're back. How many old fashions to build that? That's a lot of old fashions to build this wall. I definitely overdid it. I had a set budget. The budget was going good. And then I started and it went to shit. What if he just starts clapping cheeks? I'd drop a your mom joke, but I don't think you'd like that. Go ahead. I'm going to make a Woodford's Double Oak Old Fashioned real quick just to compare it to the Bardstown. Just because I really like the Bardstown. But Woodford's been my go-to for like forever. You know what I mean? And if we're gonna dethrone the king, we gotta do it right. We gotta try them back to back. I think though, like the Bardstown itself being a higher proof, it just has the edge over the Woodford's double oak because it can, even if like the ice gets to it, it's not going to get watered down, right? What are you going to do? Dilute it to 100 proof, 90 proof, where the Woodford's double oak is 90 proof itself. So where's it going to go? Here we are. For everybody that's just joining in anyway, I did not make ice. My bad. I made regular ice. I just didn't make the cube ice. Highly disappointed. That's not the end of the world. Oh, nah, I'm kidding. Woodford's all day, baby. I didn't use a napkin, but I'm using it now. Yeah, the Woodford's old fashioned, being a double oaked, it just has so much extra flavor. The only thing it is missing is being higher proof. You know what? For me, what would take over, I say this probably every live stream. If Woodford's makes a cast strength double oak, or in this case, if anybody wants to tell me about a double oak, that would probably take over everything. The Bardstown's really good, don't get me wrong. And it's going to be stacked up hairline with this one, but this one's just got more flavor. Ta-da! I didn't finish it. The one thing I do have to figure out for this setup, stay. The focus is not messing with me now. Is I do have to figure out where to place that second camera. I like it, but it's obviously not accurate. Like, it's not the right spot. Because I want to be able to keep everything center with this table and not have to worry about that camera. But this is basically center. And it's way off center on that camera. Oh no, I lost connection to the stream deck. What? I can't switch camera angles. This is it, guys. You're going to have to look at my stomach and a couple bottles. Kidding, I'll figure it out. There we are. Now we're back. The one thing I also wish for this setup is I wish I could automate the camera to be able to go down when I sit down and then go back up when I stand up. That's when you know we made it. Or tomorrow when I figure it out. Let me pull this up real quick. Who was that earlier? Dom, was that you in here earlier? You're having an old fashioned now? How's that old fashioned going? There's no way you're still on your first drink, right? There we go. Killing it. Yeah, to me the bonded, bro. Bonded's where it's at. The last time I did a review on anything benchmark though, everybody kind of lost their minds on me and said, you need to get foolproof. So when I went to the store, I specifically was looking for foolproof. And the moment I walked in and I saw all the pretty bottles, tags me making you a drink, I feel that. I'd let him make me a drink too. He was in here earlier too. First one in the chat. But yeah, when I walked in and I saw all the different bottles, I was like squirrel. And I ended up buying the bonded instead, thinking that's what I should be buying. It's not. I'm glad I bought it over the single barrel, but everybody's when I make that short. They're gonna let me know that I should have got foolproof again. I don't think it was actually there though, because I'm pretty sure when I first bought this one, I got it from the same place too. So this one came in like right at $19.99 or 20 bucks even. This one, $18.99, something like that. It was a little bit on sale, I believe, and that's probably why most of them were gone. Because again, 20 bucks, this is hard to beat for 20 bucks. A lot of people will say that Granddad Bonded under 20 bucks is a winner. I'd much rather have Benchmarks. But that's also because I'm a Buffalo Chase fan. Oh, I was tripping out. I was like, what is in my glass? But it's the table and the floor are kind of merging together, looking a little different there. That's crazy though. Yeah, the single barrel is 95 proof, right? And the bonded's 100, which we're only talking like 5 off. Bonded, stupid smooth. Single barrel, it sounds like the whole video is just basically shitting on single barrel. I'm not trying to do that, but single barrel definitely has a little bit more kind of punch to the back of your throat. For bonded though, it did have like that little weird afterburn. That was like enjoyable, where that last little sip was a little rough. All right, kids, what we learned today? Yeah. Bonded over single barrel all day, every day. Bardstown Old Fashioned, Woodford's Double Oak Old Fashioned. That's a me thing. I know that like nobody agrees with me on that. That's also because like I just really like Woodford's Double Oak. That's just a me thing though. But I did think we had a contender to overturn it. And on the right day, absolutely, Bardstown would take over that. I am going to find, or see if I can find more of the Bardstown kind of break into that. Everybody keeps telling me the rye is where to go, so I'm gonna try and find that one and kind of look into the Origin series as well. So let me know down below if there's something in particular I should be looking out for. I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream though, and then that way I can go get me a little snacky snack. So let me know your thoughts down below on this one, on that one, Bardstown, Woodford's Double Oak, all that jazz. But either way, guys, if you like videos like this, like, subscribe to all that jazz, and I will see you on the other side. Peace. Oh, gotta hit the buttons.